Hey folks, it's Lauren from the Snowies here. Today we're going to run through the features of the Darche Safari 350.
Hit it.
A classic heavy-duty touring tent with the bonus of an extendable bedroom section, loads of features including ventilation panels and an optional awning extension. Hold up, to make sure you don't miss any of our awesome content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get back to it. So the tent weighs just under 30 kilos and packs away in this heavy duty storage bag. So it's about 90 centimeters square and around about sort of 20 centimeters max in thickness when it's all packed up. Now, because it can't go smaller than this, a lot of questions we get about, hey, can I put it on my roof racks? You can. The storage bag itself does have this sort of waterproof coating on the inside of the fabric here, but it isn't seam sealed. So the only consideration to chucking it on your roof racks is if you're going to be driving through heavy rain and that water is going to be hitting the bag at speed, you may get some water ingress through the seams here. So it might be worth sort of wrapping it up in a tarp or something in that case. Now there is loads of room in the bag. So if you choose to add a ground sheet to your setup or you want to grab some optional awning walls, you can also likely fit them into the bag. So coming around to the features of the tent, we've got a couple of guy rope points along this front two corners of the tent. Now the reason why is because obviously with the sloped walls that we've got and the central frame point in the middle, if it rains or you're dealing with some pretty poor weather, the walls do have the propensity to sag in a little bit, hence the double guy rope. It's just going to make sure you're keeping that continuity and tension on the walls of your tent. Now we've also got our side windows here. Now I'll release off this guy rope. You can see, there we go. You can see I've got a double zip here. So the first one is keeping this window nice and closed. The second zip here allows us to have a slight gusset for ventilation. And then of course, when we fully unzip that, we can open this out as a window. Now, whether or not you want to roll it up and stow it away with these canvas toggles at the top, or you want to take advantage of the eyelets that are in the end of the window here, grab a couple of extra awning poles and have yourself another little sort of window awning out the side. It's up to you, but it is really important, being a single skin tent, it is a little bit more susceptible to condensation. So having the option of opening up both your ventilation panels, which you can see at the base of the tent here, and setting your windows up for further ventilation is really important. Now these ventilation panels, again, they can either be zipped up and fully closed like so, or simply opened up and with a bit of tension on your guy ropes. That creates a nice broad area of airflow through the base of the tent. We've also got a little bit of a Velcro tab here just to keep that from flapping open and stuff if you do decide to close up your ventilation panels. So moving around to the back, we've obviously got our alloy pole, which are powder coated alloy pole frame here. And that's what we've got sitting in the back here. It's just sort of using tension ultimately, and a couple of spikes on the base of the poles to hold it into the ground. And that's creating our nice square boxy shape at the back of the tent here to create more of an extendable sort of bedroom area, I guess, which we'll see better on the inside. We've got, again, a guy rope point, but being obviously having a wall that's like half the height of the front walls, we've only got one guy rope extension point there. We've got our rear window, which is not a gusseted panel like on the sides. However, we do have the option of either rolling it away like we do here, or there is, I'm just going to release this and show you the corners. There are guy ropes and eyelets on these corners as well. So again, that can pull out and be set up with additional awning poles as a bit of extra shade across your window if you want to. The gusset panel along the back, again, is the same as the side, although being a much shorter wall, it's just going to be a shorter panel. So the mesh is not zipped, it's fully stitched. That's the same on the gusset panel and all the windows. So it might be mindful that if it is starting to rain or you do want to shut these windows up, you'll need to do that before you head into your tent for the night. So coming around to the front of the tent here, we have our optional awning. Now this is connected via just a zip, which is on the underside of the tent here. And that's got a canvas storm flap over the top to protect any water ingress along this zip. Now this, when I say optional, it is included with the tent. However, it's totally up to you whether or not you want to set it up. If you do not choose to set it up, this canvas door flap doesn't have eyelets on the end, so it won't be able to be set up as an awning. If you do want this undercover space, it is this optional awning that you will have to set up. So running along the edge here are some zips. These are for an optional awning wall extension. So check out our video, our extra video on those, on how to set them up and how much extra space you're going to get from that. Now our awning poles again are a powder coated alloy, and they are fully adjustable via this twist lock mechanism here on the pole. The awning itself extends out from the front of the tent here, approximately 2 meters in length out from the tent. Across from sort of pole to pole, you're looking at around about 2.5 meters. Now, if we take into consideration the shelter provided by these additional flaps on the side of the awning, you're sort of looking at about 1.8 meters of coverage across this end of the awning on the tent side. Now, if you're wanting to add a ground sheet into your setup, the footprint of the tent itself is around about 260 centimeters wide by 350 centimeters long. If you are wanting to have a ground sheet that will cover most of your awning extension, being that 2 meters extra, you're going to want something that's around about that 2.63 meters wide by around about 5.5 meters long. So the material of the tent is a 260 GSM ripstop polycotton canvas. So ripstop is just essentially having this little grid woven into the canvas, which prevents it from tearing and expanding like so. We've also got some seam sealing here along all of our join points. Moving down into the tent itself, it's made from the same material as the awning. So it's again that 260 GSM ripstop polycotton canvas. Now we've got a double door flap here, in the sense that we have a singular mesh panel as well as a canvas panel. So the mesh itself isn't specifically no seam mesh. So it's not necessarily guaranteed to be midgie proof, but the squares, or the holes I should say, in there are quite small, and the mesh itself is quite a rigid sort of heavy duty mesh. It's not like a fine wispy mesh that can often be seen on tents and things like that. So that's definitely going to be keeping out majority of the little bugs and creepy crawlies that you will be facing on camp. So the floor is a 320 GSM PVC coated flooring. So it's a bucket floor, meaning that the side of the tent, the floor sort of comes up around about 10 centimeters or so there, which is extra important when you're thinking about being somewhere where there's going to be a lot of rain, or maybe there's going to be a lot of groundwater. It just gives you that extra level of protection there. So it's quite heavy duty. As you can hear, it's sort of got a bit of a crinkle, but it's nice and quiet to walk on, but it's very thick, very solid, and going to be keeping you very well protected. So coming into the tent here, in this bottom corner here, we've got this zip access for our extension cord, or our 240 volt power point access, or potentially also your 12 volt power access as well. Now we've got seam sealing along the base here where our bucket floor meets the tent, and we've also got seam sealing along the corners of the tent here and any sort of join points along the inside as well, to give you just that extra piece of weather protection. Now your vents are fully mesh, and they're fully stitched in and sealed as well, so they're not zippable, as I mentioned before, and that's the same that goes for the windows as well. We do have quite a large mesh pocket here that's hanging off this side, and that mesh pocket also exists on our rear window as well as our opposing side window as well. So the pole that we've got that's holding up the center of our tent here, it's the only pole inside the tent, so it's obviously doing a really good job of keeping our whole tent up and giving it a really good structure. So this is the aluminium, powder coated alloy pole, and it is fully adjustable again from this little toggle, or what do you call it, little lever, I guess, lever lock here. Now the height of the tent is 210 centimeters tall, and that is tapering down the back here to our little extended section to about 140 centimeters tall here at the rear. So we do also have internally our little square roof frame. Now this frame is not removable. It's fully stitched in and sealed inside the tent there. And again, that is a powder coated alloy frame. And we've also got a little loop here to allow you to hang any lanterns or any hanging accessories up there as well. Now the floor space inside the tent here is approximately 260 centimeters wide by 3.5 or 350 centimeters long. So I've got a couple of mattresses. I've got both a double and a single mattress here. I'm gonna bring this one in first and lay this one down flat. So this is a standard double camp mat, which is 132 centimeters wide, I believe. And I'll grab the single one as well on the side. Now I think this one's around about around about 70 centimeters wide, I think there. So you're not going to be able to fit two doubles in, but you can definitely fit, you know, a double and a single at least. You can potentially also have the option of running your double mat along the back wall like so, if you were wanting a bunch of additional floor space. And you should be able to also fit two single mats on either side of the tent if you are wanting to set up, say, a two kids and a parent, for example, and you can still have some central floor space here. Now there is a frame option available, which essentially sits up inside this roof section here, and the poles run down on the side. That removes the need for having this central pole, which means you've got a lot more usable space in the middle here if that's something that might work better for you. But as you can see, we've got loads of room, and it really is an awesome setup with lots of space for a family. So that's about it for the features of the Darche Safari 350. It's a classic touring tent with the twist with the extension bedroom section at the back. Loads of space for a family, or if you're a solo or couple who like a bit of extra room. You can get this at snowies.com.au at our low prices every day.